What is up, people? Welcome to an emergency episode
Sound the alarms.
of the Ecom Unlimited podcast. Sirens are going off. The storm is happening. Boats are collapsing. That doesn't even make any sense. Boats are sinking. Giants are falling, and we're here to talk about it. Josh, what's happening? Why are we having this emergency episode?
Yeah, so guys, current news update in the Amazon landscape. It seems to be that Amazon Lit, the multi-$100 million Amazon seller, has now potentially closed his shop in terms of not wanting to really scale up Amazon anymore, and they are looking to cut back on selling on Amazon and looking at other ventures for moving their business forward. And so me and Kaj have been to a couple conferences with Eric and Sebastian, and we both love them in terms of their expertise is phenomenal. They always brought good energy to all the conferences that we went to, and even Cajua has been on a panel with them. So Cajua, you can talk to us a little bit about how that was.
Yeah, so, and we'll as a disclaimer here as well, so obviously this is pretty big news. If you don't know who Amazon Lit is, you're probably newer to the space, but they've been selling on Amazon since I believe 2013. They've been one of the biggest Amazon sellers, one of the most outspoken expertise coaches in the Amazon space. They've had their inner circle and their e-sellers RI for a very long time. And we're not here to get mixed up in the debate of, oh, was it legit or not? Oh, what happened behind the scenes? I don't have any sort of inside information on that, nor is that the conversation that I want to have. Like Josh says, we know Eric and Sebastian both personally, not like a super close relationship, but I have a ton of respect for them and what they've done in the game. And I'm just going to go off of what they posted a couple hours today. So if you're curious about more details, you can check out Eric's post on Instagram. I believe it's ecom.profit.path, and he kind of in the caption outlines what influenced their decision, only based off of suspension, a temporary suspension that they had in the fall of last year, which I believe was a Section 3 related to bundles, which again is something that he said publicly. So if you're more interested in that, you can go there. But the reason why we wanted to talk about this is just, again, like the same way how they're trying to keep it a buck with their business, we also want to keep it a buck with you guys. And there are risks to selling on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
And platform risk is the biggest one. We're completely aware of that in our business. And this is a big reason why we are doing brand direct and pretty much focusing on that exclusively. We're in Uncle Jeff's playground, and we got to play by the rules, and he can kick you off, right? And that's why we're pushing people in that direction as well. And that's not to say that you can't do other models and you can't do them successfully. There are tons of people who are still doing OA, normal wholesale, but as the Amazon platform continues to evolve, you have to make sure that you're playing as much by the rules as possible, because I think in the past there was a lot more gray area and a lot more things that we could get away with that Amazon just wouldn't find out or wouldn't punish. But now they're becoming a lot more strict because they're getting a lot bigger, and they have pressure, from the FTC and organizations like that, making sure that their marketplace stays compliant.
Yeah, which kind of just goes to the size and scale that they were at, and on like the different level that they were at than a lot of the sellers, but they still came out and they still brought the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2020 when we went to the Miami Sellers Conference, they wrote out.
Was our first one 2020 or 2021?
That was probably 2021.
I think it was.
They had us basically write letters on what you thought that you were going to sell in a year, and then they collected all the letters of what you wrote, and they actually sent you the document that you wrote up a year later, checking up on you and making sure that you're still following your passions and goals, and that was just awesome. And I loved their influence and their dedication that they brought to the Amazon space. And it's stuff like these that you find where big players have an unfortunate event or two, and that can really dictate what they do for the next 5 years. Yeah. Obviously, they don't want to, they're trying to take some of the risk off the board. And as an Amazon seller, I think every seller should look at, whatever they're listing and their inventory and where their business is at and try to make sure that, they're in a good place, not only in, the cash flow side of things and inventory, but, if something were to go wrong, what options that they would have to ensure that their business, stays afloat, because it can literally happen to anybody. I think this particular occasion shows that literally anything can happen. And me and Cajua, every time we have a meeting together, we are in talks of, do we want to do this? Like, how much risk are we actually bringing onto our business with a decision like this? And there have been times when we have actually decreased the size, purchase size of some items just because, we are not 100%, sure that Amazon isn't going to come out and potentially, regate a brand. And that's why we continue to educate individuals on the brand direct exclusive side of things. So that's what, we're really excited about this year. That's what we really came on here, to discuss, is how awesome, Eric and Sebastian were for the Amazon community. How much
still are.
They will still, still be super influential.
That I know is still within their community. I think that's going to be public at some point. At least that's what he said. And then, they still have their community that they're running as well. And I mean, so I've had some really cool conversations with Sebastian. I remember, so that first Miami Sellers Conference that we went to, I kind of caught Sebastian just grabbing water when, like, during a break or whatever. He just answered like all my wholesale questions for like 15 or 20 minutes straight, which was super cool. And, Eric's been dope as well. So tons of respect for both of those guys, what they've built, what they've been able to do. And I also think that it's cool that they're able to make that decision. And talk about it publicly, because they know, I mean, they've been, public on the internet for a while. People are going to flame them up. People are going to say they weren't legit or all this different kind of stuff, when at the end of the day, those people really have no idea what's going on in their business. They probably haven't even built a business to anywhere close to that scale and know what comes with that sort of scale and those difficulties. So just be respectful. I mean, I'm sure it's a hard decision for them to make. There's no need to badmouth people that you don't know anything about, especially publicly on the internet. It's just kind of ridiculous. But we just wanted to come on, say we have a ton of respect for them. Also be clear about, the risk of Amazon and the importance of continuing to play within the rules. And also to shamelessly plug the new Brand Direct YouTube video that we just dropped last night. I think I put it live and it's ready to go today. So that will be linked somewhere in the description, maybe on the screen too. So tap in, run it up. If you have any questions, let us know. Hop in the free Discord that we also just launched in tandem with this free YouTube course. And that's kind of all I had there. Josh, do you have anything else?
That's about it. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing where, the Brand Direct exclusive comes in. I'm sure I know Sebastian and Eric are playing that side of the ball game too. So I'm sure they have a couple brands still that they work with, that they're going to continue to work with because they have that exclusive relationship. So I'm excited to see what they do over the next couple years as they continue to influence the Amazon. And guys, if you like the content, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.